Isn't going to be some kind of connection that I would think that would explain this.
You don't think there's going to be some kind of connection that will explain this?
No, what kind would? I mean, like,
Yeah.
my girl's bullying him, or what kind of behavior could explain somebody being this brutal to another human being? I mean, he was probably obsessed with just their overall looks and their social media accounts and the fact that they were close, you know?
Makes you sick. It's sickening, I'm sure, to see the information that came out in the affidavit about how he had been by the house multiple times prior to the murders as well. I don't know if you guys knew that early on.
Yeah, and close enough that he was touching their Wi-Fi. His phone was touching their Wi-Fi. Yeah, so you know how close that is. If you've had a laptop, you walk out into your front yard, you're not going to get too far. So
I don't think I saw that part. Wow. Again, similar to the connection, but motive. I mean, any indication as to, like you said, there's nothing that can explain this, and you can't make sense out of something that doesn't make sense. But any motive that you guys have gleaned from all of this?
I'd just be guessing, but he taught a class that studied killers and how they did these things. I think he thought in his little fantasy world that he was going to teach a class where he actually did it and no one had a clue. And then that gave him a sense of superiority. Like, you're getting your grades, graded by somebody who actually has lived this lifestyle. So, but that would just be my guess, though.
When things like this happen and suspects are found, I think so often the media attention turns to the suspect, and we don't want to glorify and we don't want to keep plastering his picture. I mean, I don't know how much of the news you've been watching, but what can we do to better serve the victims and their families to ensure that we're continuing to highlight them? And what message do you have for people that are going to watch this story?
My message is that, I'm here for my daughter and Maddie, but there's two other people that are just as important, and their kids went through just as much, and their losses are just as real. So I think, as a media, you can show those other people that they're just as important and they're in the spotlight as well. And, their parents have chosen to do it more private, and I totally respect that. I'm usually a very private person, but in this case, it was a situation where I felt like I was going to be required to come out and make sure that the story didn't die, and we built some momentum and we got everyone involved that we possibly could. But the media, yeah, don't glorify this guy. It's going to be hard, putting his face in his picture. We just don't want to create another breed of these guys, His phone was touching their Wi-Fi. Yeah, so you know how close that is. If you've had a laptop, you walk out into your front yard, you're not going to get too far. So
I don't think I saw that part. Wow.